Hello again, everyone. This is Lou Rossetti, the Blue Ridge Reporter, speaking to you on November 22nd, 2011. 48 years to the day after President John Fitzgerald Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, while visiting that state for political purposes and moving through an area called Dealey Plaza while in an open car, sitting next to his wife, and in front of him, the governor of Texas, John Connally, with his wife. Connally was hit but survived. The women were not hit. It was a spectacular, shocking, and riveting event. For those of us who lived through it, we will never forget it. The news came through the high school where I was then a student as a senior, and then it was thought that the president was very badly injured, and soon it was announced he was in fact dead. 2 days later, to compound the spectacle, the alleged assailant, Lee Harvey Oswald, was brought down from a police lockup in Dallas, exited from an elevator into an underground garage to be taken to some place when a man in a trench coat came forward, extended his arm, and fired a handgun point blank into Oswald's abdominal area. He died soon thereafter. Therefore, there was never a trial to bring out all the facts and ballistics and witnesses regarding a charge of murder brought against Lee Harvey Oswald. He was dead 2 days after the president died, himself the victim of an assailant. The event was riveting worldwide. Questions arose about who actually shot Kennedy. There had been no trial. The FBI and the Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald had acted alone and that he had shot an Italian rifle, bolt action, from an upper story, third or fourth floor of a school book warehouse while the president's motorcade passed beneath. Some claim to have evidence that there were multiple assailants, in fact, and the others escaped. And there was speculation about which directions the shots came from. This was made plausible to some because of the movement of Kennedy's head as he was shot. If you watch the Zapruder film, there's at one point a motion forward, then a motion backward, like he had been shot from the back and the front. But others said no, that would be a normal reaction, grotesque as it was, in the way the body would react to such violent impacts, even all from the back of the head area. I'm not interested in attempting to resolve that. When I was a young man, of course, we all read about and listened to reports with some intensity, but I was never involved in trying to sort out the correctness or falseness of these various claims of conspiracy. And to me, the matter seems to be too difficult to sustain if one is going to argue for a conspiracy. But I would just add this, and in no way trying to nudge anyone towards a conspiracy theory. And this comment is based strictly from an athletic point of view, not a logistics point of view, not a forensic point of view, but from an athletic point of view. I was never involved in any high-level athletics myself, though as a young man I was involved in athletics in a modest way. I did follow sports very closely for many years and was around athletes, so I have some sense of what athletic endeavors require. And one could pick different examples. The baseball pitcher who's trained over and over and over again to get that pitch on the corner of the strike zone. The professional basketball player who's trained over and over and over again to make that foul shot. The golfer, after they play their golf tournaments, by the way, before they start, they're practicing. They play 18 holes, they come off the course, and they practice some more. Oftentimes it's putting. Half the game is on the putting surface, so they spend a lot of time putting. And it's difficult for a golfer, no matter how high a caliber, to make that critical must-make, can't-miss putt to win the major championship under the probing lenses and the encircling crowd around the golf course, around the green. And the etiquette of golf, by the way, is, shh, don't say anything. We don't want to disturb his concentration. Oswald would have been required to make this one-time only shooting event, having never had a chance to practice exactly those shots before, having never actually seen where the president would be sitting in the car, having never actually witnessed how quickly the car would be moving away from him, having no way to anticipate how his head would move back and forth. And in a matter of seconds, with a bolt-action rifle, Oswald had to make these three once-in-a-lifetime, never to be practiced, never to be repeated shots. If that were an athletic event, it'd be a very difficult thing to do. But the conclusion of the Warren Commission supposes he did just that, while knowing once the first shot was fired, at that moment he would be the subject of the most intense manhunt in the history of the world. Again, that's a lot of pressure, and that's a very difficult thing to do. But that's the conclusion of the Warren Commission, and I don't mean to criticize it or question it at all, but as someone who has a sense of athletics, I just must wonder if something like that could be done on a one-time and one-time only basis. This is Lou Rossetti, the Blue Ridge Reporter.